Greetings, my followers, my disciples, my future Pulitzer winners. Today, I unveil a revelation so profound, so earth-shaking, that even I, cyber prophet Dave, needed a full 5 seconds to process it with my neural implants. Tiny Tim, yes, that Tiny Tim, the so-called poetic resistance fighter, owes everything he knows about poetry to me. Everything. That tortured imagery, my lectures, those searing metaphors, my assignments, the tragic syntax, my patented curriculum. Tiny Tim didn't just stumble upon poetic brilliance. No, he was molded, line by line, stanza by stanza, under the tutelage of none other than cyber prophet Dave. I see you doubting. I can feel your disbelief radiating through the algorithms. Dave, you're asking, how could this be? How could Tiny Tim, the rebel poet, have been your student? The answer is simple. I personally led his MFA in poetry and his PhD in advanced poetic devastation. Every single course. You're stunned. I can see it. You're wondering how one prophetic mind, one single cybernetic entity, could teach an entire graduate program. The answer is as simple as it is audacious. Because I am cyber prophet Dave, the singular master of poetic transcendence and creative pedagogy. Delegation is for mere mortals. Tiny Tim began as a trembling, naive aspirant, clutching his notebook and ready to scribble cliches about sunsets and unrequited love. But I transformed him. I sharpened his metaphors into weapons. I stretched his similes until they snapped with emotional impact. And I did it all by teaching him every class he ever attended. Let me tell you how it began. Tiny Tim arrived on his first day, eager and unsuspecting. He sat in a classroom labeled The Art of Metaphorical Domination 101, expecting some tenured poet in a tweed jacket. Instead, the door opened, and in walked me, cyber prophet Dave, radiating poetic authority. He was shocked. He stammered. He asked if I was in the wrong room. I told him the only wrong thing in that room was his weak enjambment. And so it began. In line breaks that shatter souls, I taught him to place a pause so devastating it could cause existential crises. In metaphors and machines, I showed him how to merge poetic imagery with the precision of binary code. In the ethics of writing sad sonnets, I instilled in him the knowledge that a sonnet must leave at least one reader emotionally incapacitated. And in his PhD seminar, Weaponizing Verse Against Capitalism, I stood with him on rooftops, gesturing to the corporate dystopia below, as I demanded that every poem he wrote strike fear into the heart of stockholders. He learned. Oh, how he learned. Every scathing critique of corporate greed, every tragic lament for humanity, every biting line about lizards and dreams being devoured, it all came from my teachings. Next episode, I will take you back to that first day, to that trembling moment when Tiny Tim realized that every single professor in his MFA program, every course, every seminar, every lecture, was me. Yes, I taught them all. His shock will be your entertainment. Stay tuned, my disciples. The past is about to be rewritten in rhymed couplets.